Welcome to the Insight presentation on the analysis of UK train rides. This analysis was carried out using SQL, and in this presentation, I will be delivering the insights extracted from the analysis. Let's take a little recap about the project. The National Railway is a company that provides business services to passenger train operators in England, Scotland, and Wales. So this business contracted Vahel Analytics to analyze the train ticket data for the first quarter of the year 2024. And their interest includes the most popular routes, the peak travel time, the revenue analysis, and on-time performance analysis. Here are the steps that we take to analyze this data. We started by understanding the data that was provided. We cleaned the data, analyzed the data, and visualized it. And here in this final section, we are communicating the insights that was extracted from the analysis. From the analysis of the data, we discovered that a total of 31,619 tickets were purchased in the first quarter of 2024. This amounts to an average of 263 tickets purchased each day, and 58% of these tickets were purchased online. There were about 12 departure stations and 32 arrival destinations. This made up about 65 unique routes that the trains plied on getting to their destinations. And here are the 10 popular routes that are plied by the train. Topping this is the London, Paddington to Oxford route, which had about 14% of the total rides going through this route. Analysis of the ride showed that 94% of the rides were successful, whereas 6% of the rides were cancelled. Out of these 94 successful rides, 92% were on time, while 8% were delayed. Analysis of the peak hour ride showed that there are two peak ride hour ranges, which are between 7 a.m. in the morning to 9 a.m. and then in the evening period between 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. These hour ranges have rides that exceed above the average, which is about 1,239 rides per hour. So it is right to say that there are two peak hour ranges. The first range is between 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. and the second range is between 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the evening. On analysis of the different hour categories, we were able to discover that majority of the hour categories have their right to be more than 90% on time, except for the late morning hour, that's between 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., which was only 74% on time. But for other hour categories, their rides were more than 90% on time. Analysis of the delay ride showed that the minimum delay time is about 1 minute, while the maximum delay time is approximately about 3 hours. And then the average delay time is about 43 minutes. And here are the three major reasons for the delay of the ride. Topping this reason is weather, which had about 33% of delay, followed by the technical issue, which had about 21%, and signal failure, which is about 20%. So these are the three major reasons why the rides were delayed. Analysis of the revenue showed a net revenue of about $702,000 was made in the first quarter, while 5% of the total revenue was lost due to delay of ride and cancellation of rides. Here are the share of the lost 5% revenue by reason. And based on this chart, we can see that more than 60% of the revenue that was lost was due to two major reasons, which are the technical issue and staffing. So these two reasons are the major reasons that contributed to the loss of revenue. Analysis of the month-over-month revenue change showed that there was a 33% decrease in revenue in February, which was due to decrease in the number of rides. This increased in March by 21%, and then in April, there was about 4% decrease in the revenue generated. Based on the analysis, we have that about 68% of the lost revenue was due to delay in rides, 39% was due to technical issue, while 24% was due to staffing issue. So this means that technical issue and workforce shortage are the two biggest causes of revenue loss. And by addressing these two issues, the business can be able to recover about 92% of the lost revenue. Analysis of the on-time ride revealed that the late morning rides were only on time 74% of the time. This implied that 26% of the time these rides were delayed. And this is another cause for loss in revenue. And as such, business must look into addressing this cause in order to be able to recover the lost revenue. So this brings us to the end of this presentation on analysis of the UK train rides. And I thank you for taking your time to listen to this presentation.